and which is item
B, 7B.
7B. So if you want to proceed, Trustee Gregorius.
So, on August 22nd, 1939, just a week before Hitler ordered the invasion of Poland and really the beginning of the Second World War and the beginning of the final solution and the extermination of the Jewish people, he made a very interesting comment that will go down in infamy. He said, and quote, "After all, who speaks today of the annihilation of the Armenians?" It's interesting to me that it was only 2 decades after the genocide of the Armenians. And I think, but what we're doing here today, we're almost answering back and saying, we remember. 100 years passed. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to read it. This is very emotional for me and very personal. Having family that's Armenian and having a grandmother in Greece that during the Nazi occupation actually saved a lot of Jews in her neighborhood by hiding them in her basement. It's very personal. So, a proclamation of the Board of Trustees of the Town of Superior Day of Remembrance of the Armenian Genocide. Whereas this year marks the 100th anniversary of the first genocide of the 20th century, the Armenian genocide, with 1.5 million men, women, and children, 3/4 of the indigenous Armenian population of what is now Eastern Turkey, were victims of a premeditated genocide perpetrated by the Turkish Ottoman Empire from 1915 to 1923. And whereas the killing of the Armenian people has been followed by a systematic destruction of churches, schools, libraries, treasures of art, and cultural monuments that continue to this day in an attempt to eliminate all traces of a noble civilization with a history of more than 3,000 years. And where, despite overwhelming evidence, modern Turkey continues to deny the facts of the genocide, honors the perpetrators of that crime against humanity as national heroes, and persecutes its citizens who acknowledge or even allude to the Armenian genocide. And whereas each April Armenians throughout the world honor their martyrs and commemorate the Armenian genocide, a term first used by Raphael Lemkin, the legal scholar who coined the word genocide and drafted the United Nations Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide, explaining in 1949 that he became interested in genocide because it happened to the Armenians and their criminals were not punished. I would like to leave the rest of the proclamation to be read by the mayor.
Now therefore be it resolved that I, Clint Folsom, Mayor of the Town of Superior, Colorado, and the Board of Trustees of Superior, Colorado, pause in our deliberations to commemorate the centennial anniversary of the Armenian genocide. Be it further resolved that I, Clint Folsom, Mayor of the Town of Superior, Colorado, and the Board of Trustees of Superior, Colorado, hereby acknowledge April 24th, 2015, as Town of Superior Day of Remembrance of the Armenian Genocide, and that we encourage citizens of Superior to learn more about the Armenian Genocide and other crimes against humanity. Okay, we'll now vote on the proclamation and also the entire consent agenda. So, since we are spending some money in the consent agenda, we'll have a roll call vote.
Need a motion.
We have a motion by Trustee Gregorius, second by Mayor Pro Tem Williams.
Mayor Clint Folsom?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Deb Williams?
Yes.
Joe Sorelli? Rita Dizelle?
Yes.
Elia Gagaris?
Yes.
Chris Hansen?
Yes.
Sandy Pennington?
Yes.
Thank you. Passes unanimously. Thank you all for taking the time to come this evening.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Okay, next we will do our presentation.